So last year I did a video on be careful what you wish for, and mainly what it had to do with is that we had been wishing for rain and then we got it, and we got so much that across the street at EJ's house, the 2020 to help me fix my ugly lawn project, he had his downspout much like this one, comes down, goes into the ground. There was a grate for it, but we don't get a lot of rain, and the grass slowly but surely just netted itself and the rhizomes would cover it, and it was completely knitted over and basically sealed that gasket. Well, then what ended up happening was that when we did have that torrent of rain, he got what some of us refer to as a lawn blister, where all the water is so much and so much pressure that it builds up. It then eventually washes away the root system away from the grass, or it becomes soft enough that it tears out of the mud and the muck, and it boils up and it looks like maybe like a lawn pimple. So we went out, we burst it, got the water flowing out of it, and then installed some new grates. Well, that being said, I also did some video on the fact that I need to do something for mine, because I have this one here that comes down and it's knitted itself. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but I do have a theory. So we're in the middle of this drought. You can see my yard is kind of stressed. I will fully admit that I have thrown just like a 1/4 inch on it from time to time and tried to limp it through. So it looks a little stressed right now. It'll bounce right back now that the water's on. But what happened was we'd had some rain, and where you see that flag is, it just happened to be green in that area. And so my thought is that that's where that downspout's at. We'd gotten some slight light rains, it filled that up, and then as it began to drain down, it still fed the grass roots in that area. Now I'm not 100% sure it's there, but I have a pretty good feeling that it is. So let's dig it up. Let's see if my hunches and my suspicions are right. On another note, if you know me, you know how much, and if you have one yourself, you know how much I hate this round circular pain in my butt. I have to move this time and time and time again, only for the stinking thing to be used maybe 15 times a year, which the amount of times I move it, I probably move it 3 to 4 to 5 times in just one mowing and putting a fert application down or whatever it might be. But there'll come a day where it won't be up for a few years until I get little tiny ones running around again. But my kids don't need to be in any hurry for that, that's for sure. How about them roots, John Perry? Reminds me of cleaning out the shower for my wife and daughter. Now you might ask, Ryan, what are you going to do with this piece of turf that's left? Well, I never let a good piece of turf go to waste. So last year I had a big chunk of clumping fescue in my yard and I dug it out. Now that's not always the best way to do it, but I did. But I've left this divot and it's kind of grown in a little bit. You can see it right here. But I'm going to take this piece, fit it in there. I probably need just a little tiny shovel of dirt. Put just a little bit of dirt in there, throw this sod, cut it to size, and then it should fit nice in there, and that'll help plug that hole. You might ask, well, Ryan, if you couldn't have found that grate, what would have been your other options? Well, the only other option I would have had, and I really didn't want to do it, I would have had to have dug down and tracked that out. And it could take a curve like this, it could come out like this, and you could have look like a snake coming right through your yard, because I have tracked things before and they go every which way. They rarely are ever in a fully straight line like you'd like them. But I've got one more to do. Let's get those done, because I'm done with grates. Now the one that I've got to replace, I actually know where it's at, because it's actually caving in right around where this was. I had one of those pop-ups, bubblers, and you can see, I mean, it's completely grown in here now, but the bubbler, especially when I mow low, the little cap come up and sucked into the mower and just obliterated it. So I'm going to put again one of those nice little black ones right here. Those will work really nice, won't have a problem. Now what happens is, if it doesn't come out of there correctly, I've got a lot of big divots right here that I've got to get filled in over some time. You can see where it's just a little bit greener. That's all where the water sits and settles. So I wished I had enough pipe that I could extend it out and put it a little bit more in the middle, but we're just going to cap that one and call it good. Hey everybody, just wanted to do a quick reminder about our 2022 subscriber giveaway. We are giving away 2 dethatchers that have been featured in some of my previous comparison videos. At the 2,500 subscriber mark, we're going to give away the Lawn Master dethatcher scarifier, and at the 3,000 subscriber mark, we're going to give away the AJ801E dethatcher scarifier as well. To be eligible, all you need to do is be a subscriber. Go in and like the video for the comparison of the Works Dethatcher, the Sunjoe 805E, and the Lawnmaster Dethatcher Scarifier. Please leave a comment down below, share it with your friends, and when we hit those 2 subscriber marks, we'll announce the giveaway winner. I'm really excited to be able to give back to the community for all the likes, the shares, the subscribes, and all the love that has been given to the channel this year. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. You ready? So there's my root ball, there's my roots, all the way down. Should we measure it? Let's measure it. 20 and a half inches. How about those roots, John Perry?
That's gross.